Dear guests, let's end our day with the European universities in Egypt with Professor Daryl Brooks. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll prefer to stand on the floor. I have a habit of falling off the stage. They say when you start these talks, you shouldn't apologize, but I'm going to because I don't speak Arabic. So this will be in English, so I do apologize. Perhaps in future I'll learn some Arabic. I do hope so. My name is Daryl Brooks. I'm the president of the UCLAM branch at the European Universities Institution. I've been here just over 12 months now, and I have the privilege to be the leader of a group of staff who teach the engineering programs. I'm here today with colleagues for EUE, and I offered to just say a little about EUE. Now, the staff on the stand will be able to give you a lot more information about the detail, but I'm hopefully going to spend a little bit of time just explaining and give you an idea about what we do at EUE. So if I can get this to work. Yay, okay, good, okay. So you may know EUE, it's a new institution, it is a unique model, and the idea is to bring European universities here in Egypt. So the idea, the vision, is for you to be able to study a European university's degree here in Egypt. And certainly my role as president of the UCLAM branch is to ensure that happens. So I have to make sure that what you are learning will be the same as you would learn in England, in the UK. Okay, so all of the processes are the same, all of the education is the same. So currently, the EUE campus hosts two universities. One is the University of London, and the other one is the University of Central Lancashire. Now, you may have heard of the University of London, and it is actually a confederacy. What that means is there are a whole series of colleges and universities who go to make up the University of London. For example, there's King's College, the London School of Economics, Goldsmiths University, Queen Mary. So all of these universities are part of the University of London. University of Central Lancashire you may not have heard of. We actually are slightly older than the University of London. We've been here a bit longer. We're based in the northwest of England, and we're a very proud institution. We have a large number of programs that are associated with, for example, industry, engineering, medicine. And so we have a very proud tradition of ensuring that those programs are here. Currently, we have brought with us into EUE, into Egypt, the engineering programs, and I'll say a bit more about those in a minute. So let's start then with the University of London. Is it a video? I've forgotten that, sorry. I didn't know it was a video. Okay, so the University of London then, as I've said, is a collection of universities, all of which come under the umbrella of the University of London. University of London institutions are very prestigious. They have a large number of members of staff who are actually Nobel Prize winners, for example, and they've been teaching for a long time. Let's see if I can skip this on. If you want to see the video in full, then I think it's on our website, so you'll be able to see it. The way the University of London is structured is that if you come to EUE, you can then do what's called the International Foundation Programme. Now, the International Foundation Programme is a programme that's run across the entire world. There are actually 147 institutions offering the International Foundation Programme. So it is the same programme, again, anywhere in the world. So if you complete the programme, and it takes 1 year to complete it, you can, in essence, take that certificate and can use it anywhere in the world. Now, within EUE, we would like you to stay. And so because of that, we offer a number of programs under the University of London banner, which will allow you to then study on from that International Foundation program. So one such area, led by the London School of Economics, is within the broad area of economics, banking and management. And there are a number of programs that you can study under this banner. So the London School of Economics, as one of these institutions that is within the University of London, offers a number of different degree programs. In addition to that, there's Goldsmith College, again part of the University of London, and that offers a number of programs under computer science. Now, computer science, if anybody is interested in that area, is a very diverse area, but there are certain skills that you need in order to be a computer scientist. And so the program evolves as you go through it. So for example, in the first year, it doesn't matter which one of these you study, you will study exactly the same modules. In the second year, it's also quite a common curriculum, but you start to diversify. You start to follow the specialisms that you want. So for example, you can do the broad topic of computer science, or you can specialize in something such as, for example, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Do you mind if I shut the door? It's a bit noisy. A bit quieter now. Okay. So for example, you can do a broad topic of computer science, or you can specialize in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Now, the only reason I know that is because my son is currently studying this program at another university, and he says artificial intelligence is extremely hard. He's actually not going to do it, but that's by the by. So there are a number of different options you can study, but when you start with a common curriculum, and then it evolves. You can also study law as an undergraduate subject, again from the International Foundation program, or indeed you can come back having studied a degree and do law as a postgraduate program. Now, this particular program isn't offered by one particular institution, it's actually offered by a consortium. So this is a law degree that brings expertise from lots of different institutions within the University of London to provide you with then the undergraduate law. Another program some of you may be interested in is psychology. This particular program comes from the King's College London. And so again, it's part of that banner, part of that University of London banner. This particular program, I'll have to be honest with you, I don't know too much about, but again, I do know in the first year, beyond your International Foundation program, it's a common curriculum. So let's consider now then University of Central Lancashire. Now again, some of you may have heard of it, some of you might not have done. Come in. Hi guys, come in and sit down. So for those of you who've just come in, I've just spoken about the University of London programs. So if you want to know about them, then I can always talk about them later. I'm going to spend just a few minutes talking about the University of Central Lancashire, and it's this program that I'm particularly responsible for. University of Central Lancashire has been in the UK since, as it says there, 1828. It's a very proud institution, is committed to offering practical degrees, so things such as engineering, medicine, in fact it also does computer science, but in that particular instance we don't offer it here because of course it would compete with the University of London. So currently we offer engineering, and I say the University of Central Lancashire has a very proud tradition of engineering. It's hosted or held within what we call the Engineering Innovation Centre. I'm currently just back from the UK, and I got a tour of this facility. I say a tour because it was brand new, but it's some amazing facilities. And the idea is we will bring that expertise, we will bring those facilities to you here in Egypt. Now, one of the very important things about the program is because it's the same, because you study here as you would in the UK, one of the things I'm telling my students to do, the ones that study engineering, is take the opportunity to perhaps study for 2 years here in Egypt, go and do your 3rd year in the UK, and then return for your final year in Egypt. And that sort of movement is perfectly possible. So because you're getting the same program here in Egypt as you do in the UK, there is that possibility to change. Now, I personally would recommend you take, if you wanted to do that, to do 2 years here, so you can then increase your skill before you then go to the UK. Okay. So the foundation program within the University of Central is slightly different. Because it's a separate institution, and because the regulations within UCLan are slightly different, the way we offer the engineering programs, again, is slightly different. So unlike the University of London, where you do the International Foundation program, you have a certificate, and then you can go anywhere else. The idea is with the University of Central Lancashire program is it's integrated for 4 years. So you will still have a transcript at the end of your 1st year, but the idea is that that program that you will study, the foundation year, is directly related to the engineering programs that you will continue. So for example, the students that are currently studying this year, they do 2 modules of English to improve their scientific English, their engineering English. But they also learn about analysis in engineering, they also learn about maths, and they also learn about design. So the basic skills you will need within any engineering program. Currently, we're accredited through the Egyptian government to run 10 programs. Now, because we've just started, we're expanding the number of programs we currently offer. And I have to say the most popular one, will this work? Oh yeah, the most popular one is the one there, Mechatronics and Intelligent Machines. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not an engineer, but I am fascinated by this area. I'm a biologist by training. I'm interested in the way in which the human body works. I'm fascinated by the interaction between the human body and the machines that we will eventually be a part of. They talk about the 4th Industrial Revolution, this idea that you all know about computing, you probably know it better than I do, but we are slowly but surely integrating computing and machines and technology to the human body. So for example, in the news just the other day, they were talking about the capacity they reckon in the next 10 years to be able to read the human mind. In other words, to know what you're thinking. Now, there's a whole area of ethics, whether you should actually be able to do that or not, and I can talk to you separately if you want about that. But certainly mechatronics and intelligent machines is about understanding it. One particular area, again, that Preston is very strong with is about these mech suits, they're called for short, where, for example, you've probably seen the science fiction films where people step into a suit and they're much stronger, much faster and everything. That's a reality. It's coming. And so, for example, for people with weakened limbs who can't move as much, you can already have an automatic hand. You can have an artificial hand that your brain can control. If you go on to YouTube, there's a company called Esper, and there's an amazing video there of a young girl who puts on an arm, a hand, and then she uses a hand, and some of the movements she does are quite incredible, and she's actually controlling that through measurement of the muscle activity in her arm. The beautiful thing about this is the more she wears it, the more she uses it, the more intelligent the hand becomes. So it knows what it is she wants to do. And I say it's becoming a reality. This will happen. So we offer these programs. Okay, so at this point I'm going to skip because I know I'm going to run out of time. If you want to know more about the entry requirements and about how to find out more about the program, what I would recommend you do is go and talk to the staff on our stand here at Edugate. They're fantastic. They will explain to you all the details you need to know. Or if you prefer, after the event, go onto our website, call in. I've forgotten the number, Sandra. Yeah, 16323. I can't remember it. All right, call the number. But I would ask you, come and see us. Come onto campus. Come and see what we have to offer. Okay, and you'll see the expertise that's there. So details then of entry requirements. You'll notice here, year 0. Oh, I knew I was going to do something wrong there. You'll notice that there's right. Get it right. Here we go. Right. So year 0. That's the foundation year. Okay, now the foundation year requirements are pretty similar in both programs. There are some slight differences, but again, it's about preparing you for the foundation for then continuing. And both foundation years are quite challenging. You have to work. But if you do work and you do succeed, if you get the grades, I say with the University of London, you will have a final certificate, and you can take that certificate anywhere in the world for a particular study. All right, we would love you to stay here. For you, Clan, we're bringing you on to what we see as part of a 4-year program. So the foundation program is actually integrated into the remaining years. So I'm not going to spend too long on this. I would just ask you to come and have a chat. So for example, we consider all sorts of different qualifications for English, whether you've got IFA, IELTS, TEFL, and I can never say this, IGCSE, or International Baccalaureate, IB. So whatever you're studying, we have an equivalent, so we will know what you need. That's also true then of year 1, direct entry. So if you have the correct qualifications, you can come in at year 1. And follow our application process. It's fairly straightforward. I say the guys on the booth here, I would recommend you go and see them. You can complete a form and we'll get in touch with you. There are scholarships and financial aid. This changes from time to time, and again, I won't say anything more about that, because what I would ask you to do is go and talk to the people on the stand who'll give you more information. But these are the sort of typical figures that you might expect under these schemes. All right. So the fee, the cost, is the standard cost, but then there are ways in which you can possibly get a discount. And these, there it is, 16323. Okay, so that's the number to call. Any questions? No, you're very welcome. I could talk about. So, any questions? Anything you'd like to know? With Sandra here, I can pass on the difficult ones to her.
Anyone doesn't want to know anything about the requirements? Everything is clear? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. If anybody wants to ask questions sort of quietly, I'll stay for a few minutes more, and I'll talk to you afterwards if you want. All right. So thank you for listening. I know we've run behind schedule, but I hope you found it interesting and useful. And good luck wherever you go in the end. All right. Thank you.